And welcome back to the free-to-play channel. Today I thought I'd be making a comprehensive guide on the A6 Polaris Unturned Deadzone. And before I start the video, as a disclaimer, I'm going to say that this is not going to be a guide on how to craft the gas mask or the filter, or rather getting any of the materials for the mechanical lotus that you need to craft the filters anyways. This video is solely going to be a guide on the Deadzone compound, how to loot it, the loot you're going to get from it, and the ways you're going to raid it. So if that's what you're looking for, then you've come to the right place. If not, then you can obviously find other videos which I might link in the description. There are tons of other great Unturned YouTube content creators out there, and yeah, you can go check those out. And without further ado, let's begin the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the free-to-play channel, and today I thought I'd be sharing a guide on how to do a raid on the A6 Polaris Deadzone as of version 1.3.0. Yeah, the Polaris versions are a little bit long, but to cut things short, basically in the past I've seen most ways to raid the Deadzone are you going to be using the grenades, the energized snowball, and the snowball. But before I begin anything regarding today's guide, I just want to show you that this is no longer possible because Deadzone zombies no longer take explosion damage. Allow me to demonstrate as said. Alright. Oh god, I missed the jump. Okay, so for example, let's get a few of them right here. Okay, let's just use these two dudes. As you can see, they no longer take damage from these, so yeah, this raiding method, or rather this Deadzone zombie killing method is no longer valid. So yeah, just wanted to point that out before anyone says anything in the comments if you're unaware. This change came out quite recently, if I'm not mistaken. It was like 5 days ago, or was it 2 days ago? I can't really remember, but yeah, just wanted to show that off before I begin today's guide. And yeah, for this video, this is going to be a comprehensive guide regarding how to raid the Deadzone with and without a gas mask as of this version. Perhaps this might be fixed in the future, so I'm going to future-proof myself by saying that first. Alright, so before we begin the actual tour of the Deadzone, I put up on screen here the materials required to craft the gas mask, the mechanical lotuses, and so on and so forth to craft the gas mask and filters required to go into the Deadzone. So as you can see here, I've got one of the gas masks on and a few filters. I binded them to 3 for now, so it's going to be convenient. Alright, so the first way we're going to do is going to be without the with the gas mask. For without the gas mask Deadzone raid, skip to this time section on the screen, or I think I'll put it in the description. Alright, let's begin. So with the gas mask, it doesn't really matter where you're going to approach the Deadzone from. Usually I like to approach from the south side. As you can see here, this is Fur Peak Power Plant, the Deadzone of A6 Polaris. Some people like to approach it from the west, some people like to come from the north, but I personally prefer the south. And what I usually do is, alright, let's just get into the meat of it. Okay, so when you approach from the south, first thing you'll notice is this open vehicle shed or bunker, and this has a chance to spawn the ZIS, which is basically the tank, the raiding vehicle. You can drive it through the wall if you're interested here, and yeah, this is basically where you obtain it. And then from here we can begin to enter the compound. Usually I would climb over that wall, but for convenience sake, let's just go in this way. Alright, and there really is no loot spawns in the Deadzone, or rather like there are no naturally spawning items here. Most of the items you're gonna get are from killing the zombies. So I'm just going to go around searching for the very few loot spawns that there are. So in the Deadzone, we're going to be looking for a very specific box. If you're familiar with the weapon crates from usual locations, you have the police, military, and civilian crates. And straight up off the access area, I believe you can get access to 3 of them. There should be one. Oh god, I'm forgetting the locations. Alright, let me just take a moment to recollect myself. Alright, so there should be 3 of these special black version crates that has a chance to spawn the Brenta, so it's kind of useful to know the locations. Alright, here we go, here's one. So as you can see here, Fur Peak Power Plant has 2 reactors. The first reactor really doesn't have anything around it, and to easily get to the second reactor, for some reason this wall is scalable. If you just walk up against it and spam spacebar. If you guys didn't already know that, I just figured it out quite recently. And here is one of the crates, and as you can see, let's see if we get lucky. We got a Falsher there. I can't pick it up with no space unfortunately, but we get legendary weapons, which include the Penumbra, Brenta, Falsher, and the Krizzy, I believe. Okay, let's just do the wall trick again to scale upwards. Let me get the right angle for this. Come on, there we go. Grab amount of stamina. Okay, and that's the first crate done. Now, there will be an area here, but you can have access to it if you have the red key card, but as of now I don't have it, but yeah, that's a part there. And in here should be another one, yes. So this is the second crate. We get a grenade from it, which is pretty bad considering it cannot damage zombies, but I guess it's a crafting material. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, the third crate should be in one of these buildings as well. Through here. Alright, there we go. Finally found it, the third crate. And we get the Penumbra. Very nice. Let me just make space for it because I think I'm gonna need it for the zombies. Alright. And the final location that we want to take note of in the dead zone is the Garden Key location, which is where you're going to be able to fight the Electric Mega here. Not the Electric Mega, my bad. It's the Ground Pounder Mega. I just called it the Electric because it's in the blue location. So this door is currently open to me now, but later on you'll have to get a key that allows you to unlock this, which opens up into this area. And there's nothing really much here, you just want to drop down into this section right here. And once you do, there might be a Mega down here. Unfortunately, I'm very unlucky and there is no Mega, but usually this is where you would fight the Mega. And it drops nearly identical gear to the Dead Zone loot. So yeah, this is where you fight the Mega, and now that basically sums up how you're going to do the Dead Zone run with the with GASMASK. You just put on the GASMASK, bring some filters, bring some weapons because explosives no longer work, and you just go ham on the zombies. One last thing to note is that after you come out of the Mega zombie area, I guess, on the right side of the map, like right here, let me just show you. Right here where I'm standing, you will find a snowman holding a Polaris Rose. Now you might think, why is this useful? Because, well, I mean, since you're already here, might as well grab a Polaris Rose. And the other Polaris Rose locations that spawn on the map, unfortunately, people can build on top of it to cover it, which is exactly what happened to me in my server. So this is kind of one of my main ways of getting a Polaris Rose. So to those who have those problems in your own servers, this is a great solution if you ask me. Alright, now we are going to, oh yeah, this is where you exit if you have the red key card. You get that from Bernard's quest if I'm not mistaken. Alright, and now we are going to go to do it without the GASMASK. Alright, now this is going to be a little bit specific because yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, obviously without the GASMASK we're going to be taking radiation damage constantly. But this is how I do it, alright? And I'm gonna show you the exact materials of what we're gonna need. Okay, so for now we're just going to get our radiation back up to 100% to simulate the real thing. Hunger and thirst don't really matter. Alright, so I'm gonna take off the GASMASK and just keep it in my inventory for now. Okay, so what we're going to need, ignore the filters, pretend that I don't have them. What we're going to need is 15 to 20 medkits, because this is the only reliable way, if you ask me, to do the Dead Zone run without GASMASK. You want to bring some dressings just in case your medkits run out. Usually 15 is enough. 15 if your server allows for TPA and /home, because then you don't have to worry about the trip back, but I would recommend 20 for vanilla servers. Then following that, you're going to need a weapon that can reload and equip fairly fast. In this case, I've chose the NP5 Rattlesnake. It's a rat gun. It's the rat gun. What else do I have to say about it? It takes 9mm. The ammo is pretty easy to find, and It shoots and reloads pretty fast, like just to give you a... That's a pretty fast reload. The only other weapon I can think of that it would be useful for doing the Dead Zone run would be a Penumbra, thanks to its 100-round magazine. But you might not have this, so yeah. A Brute Force or a Herd is also a good choice, but those take a little bit longer to reload. Okay, in addition to that, you're also going to want some iodine tablets for when you exit the Dead Zone, so you don't die from your radiation going down, and then you might get killed on the way if you're busy trying to worry about that. Okay, then you want to hotkey all of these items to a very easily accessible key, and we're gonna need a little bit of timing and a little bit of skill to do this. Alright, so to demonstrate, what do I mean by that? So, alright, let me just get to it. So we're gonna equip the tablet first, and approaching from the south side of the power plant, following the road, this is how I like to do my Dead Zone run. So I run in, and then yep, okay, the radiation starts. I run in and wait until my radiation reaches around 50%. Then I take the pills, which will buy me a little bit more time. And then I come over here, taking more pills as required. Until I reach this point, then I take my last pill, I drop down here. Okay, then the zombies will start piling in. If you trigger one, all of them trigger for some reason, so you just start murdering them. You wait for them to come here, and then you murder them. Right, so during this segment, I actually muted the audio because like I was speaking, but the gun sounds and the zombie sounds just made it so that it was impossible to hear me. But what I was saying is that you basically wait for around 7 or 8 ticks of your health to go by, then you take the medkit, then between the time you just use your gun and you just mow down the zombies. Don't do the mistake like I did here. I actually stood too close to the fire zombies, then I got blown up a little bit. Thankfully, I didn't die. Then you just stand on this platform because all of them will be aggro to you, and you just blast them down, I guess. There's really nothing much to say about it. So during this segment, I'll just go over what you can possibly get from the zombies. You're gonna get gunpowder, which is a useful raiding material and you can be used to craft ammo. You're going to get armored plates, which can be used to upgrade your base and make your base slightly harder to raid. You can get Bevlar, which is going to upgrade your gear from from regular police or regular military into mercenary and SWAT gear respectively, possibly into PMC. And finally, you're going to get gun parts and gun oil, which are going to be able to upgrade your guns into into the late game guns. And yeah, that's basically it. And I think I should be done killing the zombies anytime about now. Don't forget the invisible ones, they sometimes are difficult to spot. And they should be like a few more, I think. Hopefully that's the last of them, I think. Alright, and then we just grab the loot, and then we just, yeah. Keep in mind, once you use the medkit, you have quite a lot of time actually to pick up the stuff. So in this case, we got quite a lot of good stuff. Do not pick up the clothes as they're kind of useless. While you're using the medkit, you can also just open your inventory and just start grabbing stuff off the ground. And yeah, then we run out. If we're on a vanilla server, we just run out. It's as simple as that. I kind of took the wrong way, but we can always go back the way we came in. And yeah, we're Gucci. And this is how you do the Dead Zone run without a gas mask. Might surprise you, but it actually is possible even with the removal of explosives, and I just demonstrated it to you. And yep, we're out of the Dead Zone and we're fine. And let me just take some iodine tablets so I don't die out. And voila, I don't even have end gear loot actually. Sorry, end game loot. All I have is literally like a military backpack, just regular military stuff, and basically items you can find very easily. And you have armored plates, Bevlar, gunpowder, and all the good stuff. If you want to have a little bit more efficiency doing this, then I recommend, like as I had here, I had 2 NP5 rattlesnakes, but I forgot to use it because I'm an idiot. But alright. Obviously, if you want to have better shooting, I guess, if you want to have more headshots, save a bit more ammo. And obviously, you drop the magazines if you don't have enough space to collect all the stuff, because these magazines empty out really quickly. Okay, so to demonstrate, once my radiation runs out, the maximum I can go with the medkit is 8 ticks of damage before I really need to use the medkit. I'd recommend doing it at 7 to be safe, but if you're really a madman, you can do it at 8. Allow me to explain. Alright, so you see here my radiation is going down, and we're gonna count the damage ticks. Alright, anytime now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 8th one, that is the very minimum we can go, but I prefer to use 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is safer. So do it on 7 if you're starting out, and if you're getting more confident, you can do 8. Yeah, that was the 8, and we barely made it. Okay, and yeah, that's basically how you do the dead zone run both ways. I really hope you guys found this useful, and to close the video off, I'm gonna die. Yes. And that does it for my guide on A6 Polaris Deadzone run with and without gas mask. I really hope all of you guys found it helpful. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing, as I'm going to be pumping out more content as I'm not as busy compared to the week before. And leave any comments if you know any tips or tricks that I might not have covered in this video regarding the Deadzone run. And I'll see you guys in the next video.